Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I've got more TF2 commentary here for you. This time I've got some scout gameplay here for you, and this commentary itself will be a little bit more casual, so if you are interested in more of a podcast like thing, so I can just, browse Reddit or play a game while having this video in the background, you can do that. But if you want to play or, watch this video for its entire duration, you can do that as well, because the gameplay is quite decent as a scout, rocking of course the scattergun pistol and of course the fish kill actually comes in quite handy in this map because of the spy in the enemy team. But enough about that, because like I was saying, this commentary itself will be a little bit more casual, and this is because I am going to touch upon a subject that has been in my mind for quite some time, and as the title already states, it has to do with servers and services on these servers. That's slightly a tongue twister. That's a slight tongue twister, isn't it? Services on servers. Services, services. Yeah, I'm not gonna try that before I get so tied up with my tongue that I can't speak properly anymore. Anyway, before we are going to touch to the main subject of this video, I want to point something out. Well, not pointing something out, I've made a decision regarding my TF2 videos, which is a gimmick that I'm going to add at least once every video. And if you have seen my reflecting video, basically my pyro on Croissant, I believe the map was called, my previous TF2 video, I have added this gimmick around the 5-minute mark about a pyro flying about. I've added these texts that basically got tracked with the pyro, which it's a gimmick thing. It doesn't really add anything. It's basically a very cheesy highlight depending on the situation. And I just kind of figured that that would be a good thing to be my thing. You know what I mean? It's like, it is still a highlight because I used to have highlights at the end of the video, but I found it to be too obnoxious and too unuseful compared to the outfit that I have now. And I still wanted to have something that either represents a highlight or is a highlight, and I find this gimmicky thing that I will add to the videos right now as a test a good start to begin with. But anyway, let me know what you think about that, and let's just get going with the proper subject of this video, which of course is the servers and the services they have on the servers. Tongue twister right there. I am going to get confused in this video, and if I do, I apologize. Getting a very nice pick on that bloody heavy, because he didn't turn around and look me in the face and shot my face off, which is always a very nice thing for the enemy to do, not shooting your face off. And for a lack of a good segue, the reason why I have this specific scout gameplay up is because this has been recorded on the Germa server. Germa, of course, being a very well-known TF2 commentator, and he has put this server up for his 30k subscriber milestone. And it's a pretty good server. It's one of my favorite servers, at least one of my favorite servers, let me put it that way, to play on. And I always check it out, see what's going on, and it's a very clean, very nice server. My ping is absolutely not too high. I believe it's found, or located at least, in New Jersey, New York, something with a new on there. So my ping is 80 to 100 right there, which is my usual ping because I tend to play at night, which means the East Coast people will most likely be my buddies. And I'm okay with that because I'm a night owl, or an insomniac, I suppose is a better way of putting it. But that's just me. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, for example, Germa server is very clean. There's no added gimmicks to it. I still think you should be able to add some class limits, and I believe they might, at least he might be thinking about it. Not entirely sure if I picked up that correctly. And the services are, of course, very important to a server. But some servers go overboard with this. For example, if you look at servers that have a credit system, like you play a significant amount of time on this specific server, and you can, for some reason, buy effects and, gimmicks, like, for example, that you can become invulnerable when you have lost the game, or effects to your head itself, specifically for a certain head, for a certain class, only on this server, and things like that. And I can understand why you would have such, but they personally don't make me want to play on that server, because I can build up credits to get useless gimmicks. And I might be on my own on this one, but would it really make a difference to have such gimmicks on your server, guys? Does it really make a difference? Because for me it personally does not absolutely make a difference. In fact, it actually annoys the living hell out of me, because those add-ons that have a credit server to it, or a credit system to them, they usually spam your chat box constantly with, "You now have so many credits, you have now played half an hour on the server, you get bonus credits." Like, why? Why would you spam my bloody chat with that? Why would you not, you know, tell me my amount of credits at the beginning of my login and call it a day? That's all I need to know. And possibly, of course, add a command to check your credits, but then that would be motivated by my own actions, because then I would request the credits, which is a lot more convenient than spamming my bloody chat. And things like that are bloody obnoxious, and I don't really understand why people would do that, as well as shameless advertising to the point where they are changing the map so they can add proper advertising to walls, or you know, to your HUD, basically, when a constantly bloody flashing server name constantly going, or those annoying, very annoying intros of a server where there's like very loud music and you skip the message of the day, you can't skip the sound, it keeps on playing for like half a minute. It's like, why would you do that to your own server? It doesn't make sense. The only thing that you need for a good server is well, first of all, stable server, some decent admins so hackers, they get removed when they are going to be appearing, good maps that are fun to play on, not those useless maps that you know people are going to hate you for. And of course, class limits, because everybody hates having 9 spies or 9 bloody snipers on their team, because that's not going to work. Like, if I were to have my own server, which I'm not planning to do ever, because it's too much maintenance and all kinds of bad stuff that I'm not really into, is, you know, I will make sure that I would have class limits, and making sure that I have proper maps that everybody can enjoy and where good matches happen. Because certain matches, of course, are well known for certain choke points where it's very hard to get past, or very hard to progress to a certain point, or at a certain point. And I were to prefer to avoid those maps, and in combination with those class limits, you know, the average skill level is forced to be a little bit higher if you want to make a good chance of winning, maybe defending or capping, or, you know, all kinds of good things. And this is why I like the Reddit servers, because they are very clean. I like Germa server, very clean, and I have some other servers that are very nice to play on, because they are just easy. There's nothing, you know, rubbing in my face, and there's some nice people on it, which is also very important, of course, because the community in most games keeps you there. So, you know, having nice people that don't tell you you are a insert insult here and you can die and choke on a insert body part here, it's all good and fun, you know. It's as long as those things are there, I am going to play on your server at some point. And what do you guys think? Does it really help to have all these gimmicks, these useless gimmicks added to your server, like the credit system, for example, and these shamelessly advertising of whatever in the actual maps, or in your message of the day, or of course constantly flashing things on your screen? Does it really bother you guys? Does it put you off? Because it does for me, clearly, otherwise I wouldn't be having half a rant on it. And I don't know, I might just be a little bit overreacting, but then again, I like to overreact. I am an actor. Well, I'm not, but I can also go like, in a world where... Yeah, I don't have the voice for that. I'm still looking for a standalone mic and might be able to pull that one off. But anyway, this video is about to come to an end, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the gimmick. And make sure to check out Germa's server, or of course Germa's channel, if you don't know who he is. But I'm pretty sure that most of you should know who he is. So tell him hi for me. He's a good person. He is good people, as some of you may say. And I will check you guys later. Take care.